hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Also, thank you very much, members of Royal Sussex. And thank you to all the moderators. And okay, let me see who was here first. Oh, there we go. Fancy, fancy. Thank you so much for being here first. Always a pleasure. Judy Matassit, thank you. Annie Bullard, Mary H., Lydia Washington, Carol Lunn, and Gwendolyn Daniels. Lydia Washington has just gifted one Royal Sussex membership. All right, very nice. I don't know who the lucky person is, but congratulations. And someone was asking me earlier, how does that work? Because they were interested in gifting a what do you call it? A membership. But unfortunately, she's not very tech savvy. So I'm gonna work that out another time. But yeah, so that was very nice because she found out that one of the people she was listening, and I forgot who said that they were unemployed right now and they could not do a membership. And she thought it was so awesome that there was a way to gift membership. So um, I know that somebody explained that to me how that happens, but I didn't forget. I didn't forget just that fast, but I know that anyway. Um, but there's our thumbnail for today. And again, congratulations to the new member. Also, I'm pretty sure you guys understand that with everything that happened this holiday season, I'm a little behind with the gifts that I wanted to put together for the squatties that have memberships and long-term subscribers and stuff like that, people that have been there for like almost the whole time. So I'm going to work on that, but it's going to take a little while longer. But I did say that I was hoping to work with Lydia to do that for the new year, but I just need to get some other stuff done that came up, and then eventually we'll get to that. So gonna try to push that back to hopefully February. I want to work on it now and then have something in place for February. But I have not forgot, and I do have like part of what I wanted to do, but the rest of it I'm gonna have to do the little design stuff for it. So um but yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to actually. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that for right now. Um, yeah, poor guy, poor guy. I feel so. Guy is just such a constant. And I think about how when the news about Meghan dating Harry had got out, and you know, Guy and did she have Guy and Pula at the time? Oh, I can't remember, but or was it Guy and oh my goodness, I can't recall. But anyway, she had the two dogs, and when the paparazzi was lurking about, they would get so upset and start barking and everything like Bogart. I was thinking Bogart and I doubted myself. I started doubting myself because I know Megan loves to do that Humphrey Bogart impersonation, which which I think is the reason why she loves wearing those hats. But and I started doubting myself. I should have been a little bit more secure, with my memory and just say, yeah, Bogart. But thank you so much, Legs. Yeah, where was that? I forget which video it was where she's like, yeah, see, yeah, you guys, yeah, see. I actually thought the name Guy was also inspired from her, um, really interesting impersonation of Humphrey Bogart. But apparently, Guy comes from the kennel or the rescue shelter where she adopted Guy, and they called him the little guy, and that's the name that stuck, was Guy, which I think is just perfect, absolutely perfect. So I did make a video earlier. Actually, it was Megan's video, but I kind of reimagined it. And let's see, I'm going to share a little bit of it, but not right now. Although it's not that long, so I think what is it, like 2 minutes or something like that? But yeah, I kinda reimagined it, and I included the, comment that she made on her, um, what was it? On the Instagram. Yeah, when she posted it on her Instagram. Judy Matasset, thank you so much for being a member, and thank you, as always, for the super sticker. Thank you for being here. All right. Okay, take that away. And I'm going to do my best to try not to keep you guys here all night. Although I am still like all buzzed about the marathon, and I'm looking forward to doing that again. And I don't want to say when because I don't want to commit just now, but it is going to be soon. So um, Ulibi, Legs, and there's a couple of other people. We're not going to be 8 hours. We're not going to be 8 hours, but we'll do another members only so that people can let the hair down and have at it. That was, I think, very therapeutic. Okay. Now, I found. Well, I'll show you. I don't even know what to call this, but it was a GIF. I think they call it a GIF or GIF, the GIF thing. And so I saw that and I'm just like, you know what? That needs to be set to music. So I'll show you how I reimagined that one. I have been reimagining all over the place, you guys, just reimagining all over the place. So now, if I could just imagine where I put it. Oh, there it is right there. That is too easy. At least I hope that's it. Well, we'll see. It's kind of like Guy rising to heaven. I thought it was really sweet. Yeah, it's like Guy on his way to heaven. That's the old saying, all dogs go to heaven. So, how do they say it? Godspeed, good journey. Yeah. Guy, the loyal beagle. So this was the quote from Meghan. In 2015, I adopted a beagle from a dog rescue in Canada. He had been at a kill shelter in Kentucky and given a few days to live. I swooped him up and fell in love. Oh, that is so sweet. I love that photo of Guy and Megan right there. Very, very nice. And this was the video that I made earlier. Um, let me see. There we go. In 2015, I adopted a beagle from a dog rescue in Canada. He had been at a kill shelter in Kentucky and given a few days to live. I swooped him up and fell in love. They referred to him as the little guy because he was so small and frail, so I named him Guy. And he was the best guy any girl could have asked for. If you followed me on Instagram back in the day, you saw a lot of him, and on the TIG too. He was with me at Suits when I got engaged and then married. When I became a mom, he was with me for everything. The quiet, the chaos, the calm, the comfort. He endured a terrible accident shortly before I moved to the UK, which had him undergoing surgeries for several months and unable to leave the clinic. Doctors said he would never walk again, but Dr. Noel Fitzpatrick said he could do it. H and I would drive late at night after hours to see Guy as he recovered in Surrey for months on end. I will always be grateful to Noel and his team, the team at Queen West Animal Hospital in TO, our vets now, and my friends and community. Thank you for loving him so. Because many of you will now see Guy in this new series, I hope you'll come to understand why I am so devastated by his loss. I think you may fall a little bit in love too. I have cried too many tears to count, the type of tears that make you get in the shower with the absurd hope that the running water on your face will somehow make you not feel them or pretend they're not there. But they are, and that's okay too. Thank you for so many years of unconditional love, my sweet Guy. You filled my life in ways you'll never know. As ever, Meghan.
Don't you worry, Mama has him. Thank you for being such a good boy.
Come on, Guy! Good job!
Guy! Oh, yes, we do!
We love you, Guy. And we'll be true. When you're not near us, we're blue.
All right. Rest in peace, Guy. Thank you so much for keeping our Duchess safe. Okay. And here's just a few more images of Guy. Boy, I tell you, Guy has had a life second to none, huh? From a shelter where Guy only had a short time left to Montecito, California. And what do we love about Montecito? There are no leaks. Oh, that just destroys me, little Archie's voice. Oh, that is so sweet and adorable. Gotta love Archie. You know what I was thinking, right? You know what I was thinking? I saw this and I thought about that. I saw this and I could not help but think about that. I mean, how could you not, if you're of a certain age and you watch the Andy Griffith show, there's no way you could not see this and think about that. Remember? Oh, you think that was Lily? Ah, okay. I couldn't tell. Yeah, how adorable. How adorable. Gosh, Harry has got to be so happy. This is the life that he's always wanted. Even down to the red hair. Even down to the red hair. As you know, the actor that played Opie Taylor, gosh, what was his name? I should know this. How come I can't remember his name? Andy Griffith, and come on, he was in Happy Days, and I cannot remember his name. Okay. Wait, don't nobody help me. No, I'm just kidding. Ron Howard. Thank you. Thank you, Novi D, Diane Hawkins. Oh, wow, you guys are fast. Leslie F., thank you very much. Ron Howard, the redhead. Um, and here are some more of those random images, both from the videos and a couple of extras, like the one in the middle there where they're laying in the bed, how sweet, and the bottom right. Yeah, little guy. That's the one I'm most familiar with, is where she's like having her wine, and obviously that was in Toronto, and she's just chilling back with was that Toronto? That is Guy, and who is the other one? Oh my goodness, I'm losing track. I'm losing track. That's Bogart, right? Bogart is the one that had the PTSD. Oh, oh. These are cute overload. These are just cute overload. And of course, while we're on the topic of canines as companions, as you all know, the Queen was very famous for her corgis, right? I believe over the years she's had some, oh, I don't remember the number. Was it like 18 or 28 or something like that? And at a certain point, they decided not to bring any newer ones into the palace because she did not want to survive her corgis. However, the queen just kept living and living and living. So eventually, it was thought, wise to make sure the queen has her constant companions in the form of corgis at all times. So her corgis were left to Sarah Ferguson. And not only did Sarah Ferguson get the corgis, but she also gained the right to be buried in royal fashion at one of the family plots over there at Frogmore Cemetery. So Sarah Ferguson and the Queen, as they said, got very close over the years. And it just probably made sense that they were adopted by Sarah. And of course, one of my favorite guy moments. Meghan Markle's beagle appears to catch a ride with the Queen. He's made a new friend. For the past 8 decades, the Queen of England has never had a dog that wasn't a corgi, but she appears to be making an exception for one special beagle. In a video captured by the Daily Fail, which can be viewed below, Queen Elizabeth II speeds off in the back of a Range Rover toward Windsor on Friday, one day before the royal wedding. But who's the good boy hitching a ride, sitting next to her and pressing his little face against the window? Why, according to Laney Gossip, it appears to be none other than Meghan Markle's dog, Guy. It's not clear why the Queen has Guy with her. She'll be having afternoon tea with Meghan Markle's mother, Doria Ragland, so maybe she wants to bond over a familiar face? Maybe. But really, who needs an explanation? The optics are adorable, and the inherent awe factor helps our brains check out momentarily on an otherwise garbage Friday. More of this, I say, more of this. And take a look. Now, the photos are not very clear, but there's someone riding with the Queen. The Queen is on the far side, which is her preferred seat on the passenger. Well, I'm sorry, that is the UK. So that is the driver's side. So she's on the driver's side behind the driver, and you can see Guy's little face just peeking out. I know. It is too adorable. It is too adorable. I'm telling you, Guy has had a life. The only I can only compare him to, let me see, what other furry companion has managed to hitch a ride with the Queen? Oh, let me see. Well, okay, there are the corgis, right? Always the corgis, but surely I'm angling towards something that's no good. Surely there is some other species from the animal kingdom that has managed to hitch a ride with the Queen, maybe to go to church or, something. Can you all think of anybody? uh, Someone who's barely housebroken. I believe Guy was far more housebroken than this animal. uh, okay, hold on. I didn't have a picture ready. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Not fast enough, I say, not fast enough. Anyway, I'm going to just say it had to be, oh, there's the animal right there. There's the canine. Oh, fudge. I can't get the picture to come up. Anyway, Sophie Wessex. Sophie Wessex was the other um, animal that I saw with their wet nose pressed up against the glass. uh, yeah. Okay, guilty. It was Sophie Wessex. That's who I'm trying to say. And like I said, barely housebroken. Yes, Ford Fiesta, Sophie Wessex. And I'm trying to think, did you ever see Sarah? But I like Sarah, so I'm not gonna drag Sarah. I always got room to drag Sophie, but Sarah, I like her. So there you go. Well, and then of course there's Andrew, the sick old man. Andrew occasionally is would be seen riding with the Queen. And just like Guy had his face pressed up against the glass. That way you couldn't see his hand going through his mama's purse. It was all a ruse, so you couldn't notice that yeah, that his hand was going through his mama's purse. Okay. Let me see. All right, that didn't work out. So next. And oh, did I do that one right there? Unfortunately, Guy Bogart since separated. While Guy smooths with the Royal Bogart has remained in Toronto, Express report, since he was apparently too old to adapt to the move. Sad as that may be, let me see. Let's not. Can I see that? Let's not let the diminished Guy huge upgrade. Clearly, he's having the time of his life, and the Pooch's arrival will be good for Queen Elizabeth II, who lost her last corgi in April. No word, however, on whether or not Guy has met Lupo, the English Cocker Spaniel owned by Prince William and his and family. Ugh, I don't. I would not want. I wouldn't want Guy to meet any of those Cambridge canines. Oh, look at there! Look, 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 look. Okay, that's the Queen, obviously. I don't know who else that is, but look, look. I love beagles. The picture of Guy with the Queen was the highlight of my day. I now imagine the Queen dog sitting while Harry and Meghan are on their honeymoon. Oh, okay. So we'll leave Guy for now. Let's see. Lies. The paparazzi gave the dog PTSD. Yes, yes. I do believe Meghan mentioned that, right? Meghan did mention that Bogart had PTSD, terrified by all that knocking on the door and stuff, and people lurking about. Yeah. Okay. Now, I have a little sound bite of Mindy Kaling that I'm going to play for you. This is a different one from the other ones that I shared with you. So let me get this set up here. Okay, nope, 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 nope. All right, got it. Got it. Oh, Lord, I know got it. Do I got it? No, I don't have it. Okay, I really screwed that one up. What is wrong with me today? Is this it? No, that's 2 days ago. Oh man, I thought I saved that one. No, that's not it. Is it? Oh boy. You know what? I thought for certain. I mean, I went and I've done all the screenshots, but I do not have. Let me see if I still have it like close. Nope, that's not it. Okay, I think I know where I got it from. Yes, there it is. And I did not save it. That is, oh, you know what? It won't let me save it. That's why I don't have it. Ah, you know what? This person does not allow us to save stuff like that. That's why I don't have it. So that's okay. I know what I need to do though. That's why it did not take. I could not save it because it would not take. But give me a second. I have the remedy. I knew I did it. I knew I did it. But okay. Never mind that who shot John. The thing is to just get it up there. Oh man. Here's a video of Guy. I want to share this one with you. But oh my goodness, I love that. I'm going to see if I can try to salvage that one and share it with you. But okay, let's get this going.
Dripping gold diamond. Mindy Kaling, look at you. Tell me, there's dripping gold diamonds, glittery. Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Ashi.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
What made you pick this one? Woof.
What made me pick
Yes!
this one? Do I have to explain
No,
what
you
made me
don't.
pick this one? I love gold.
Mm.
I wanted to look wealthy. And that's why I picked this.
You look wealthy because
Thank
you got
you.
some diamonds too.
Yeah,
You
it's
got-
covered. It's gold covered in diamonds. More is more. More is more.
Like sort of champagne, right?
That-
You're a bottle of champagne.
I'm a bottle of
Or
champagne.
you're a Golden Globe.
Yes.
Or you're an Oscar.
Yeah,
You're
lots
not
of
anything. You
yeah,
really anything.
just any trophy.
So I got to ask you that trailer that I'm obsessed with, Meghan Markle's lifestyle show.
Yes.
I literally was watching her make donuts. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Tell me about shooting with Meghan. What did she make for you?
She can do anything. We shot it a long time ago. We shot it like 10 months ago.
Mhm.
I think I was like 2 months postpartum, and we made, I don't want to give away too much, but we did, I think, a tea party for kids. And so she's just such a thoughtful, creative person with stuff at the home, and she has a garden and she legitimately gardens. And so I don't know, it was really fun for someone like me.
What do you say to people? Obviously, she gets this backlash, which I don't understand where it comes from. What do you say to those people? Because look, she's doing this beautiful show. She's a mom. She's a family girl. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I just feel like people get mad about stuff,
Yes.
and everyone is just like, that feels unnecessary.
Yeah.
And a waste of time, maybe.
I just want to hang out with her in her garden.
I mean, it's pretty amazing.
So does she text you and be like, "Will you be on this show?" Or
Yeah.
And you're just like, "I'm there."
Yeah. I'll go to Montecito.
Right.
Like, I took my couple weeks of maternity leave. I'll spend a day in Montecito with my maternity leave.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
And you have a short that you produced. Tell me about the short.
Yes, it's incredible. It's called Anuja. It was just shortlisted for the Oscars.
Okay.
It's a beautiful short starring these two amazing actresses in very challenging circumstances, but it's so joyful. I just love it. It's exactly the kind of project that Kaling International is excited to be a part of. And I'm just trying to amplify. It's amazing.
Awesome. Mindy, thank you so much.
Thank you so
Have
much.
fun.
Thank you. I will.
You look great. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
I'll take it for you. Mindy Kaling, look at you. Tell.
Okay, so that was I want to say this is probably the third or the fourth um, of these interviews that Mindy had on the red carpet for the Golden Globes. And even though they were polite enough to ask her about other things, you can see the main thing they wanted to ask about was the, the um, Meghan's show, make with love, Meghan. Yeah, that's the main thing that they wanted to ask about. So should be expected though. And like the guy said, I am obsessed with the trailer. By the way, speaking of the trailer, and also thank you, Lex, for the super chat. What are their numbers right now for the trailer? Can anybody check that? I don't know how you all were able to do that, but but if you could update, what are the numbers for the trailer? I am so curious to know. And how do you check that? I don't know how you did that. Now, that is a corgi. That is a corgi. That is the Queen's preferred canine, Queen Elizabeth, the real Queen. It is called a corgi with their little short legs and their fox-like faces. And anyway, as I was speaking of Sophie, just to remind you guys that the Queen was very thoughtful to create a fancier for Sophie, where she had one of the footmen go out and collect a specimen, which was tightly knotted in one of those bags that you carry when you take the dogs on a walk. And that was presented to Sophie Wessex as a gift. And she has worn it on several occasions. I wonder if it's still warm. I wonder if it's still warm. That is the part that I have not been clear about. Is it still okay, so it is 7.7 million views. That's what the trailer is. I thought it was more like, wasn't it more than that? Or am I confusing that with the beach? Am I confusing that with the beach? The beach was like 46 last time or something like that. So the trailer is 7.7. Is that right? And the beach it's got to be over, like, it's got to be about 50 million or something now. Huh, let me know. But yeah, so that is the fancier. Okay. Leg says, I see the numbers of views under the Netflix post on Twitter. It is 47.1 million. Thank you. That's the number I was thinking about, that it had to be in the 40s. It had to be in the 40s, like a 40-ounce malt liquor. It had to be in the 40s. You guys, I'm not even going to bother with the articles. That's not what I'm pointing to. It's the pettiness. It is the pettiness of this moment. Can you see the would you call it brainwashing? Would you call it the gaslighting? A subliminal message? A subliminal message? William good, Harry bad. Just like Meghan good. Kate good, Meghan bad. Will and Kate good, Harry and Meghan bad. Look at it. William has a pink background, which should not surprise anybody because, after all, we have suspected he loves, and I do mean loves, a good pulled pork sandwich. Nobody has enjoyed pulled pork in the history of the pulled pork sandwich more than William, right? From heartthrob status to Will's mania to balding dad, how Prince William managed to turn it around and be crowned the world's sexiest bald man 2 years in a row. So we've already heard that it was a second year as sexy as Bald Man, but they just pulled this out of their behinds and threw it out there anyway. I think the only reason why they did that was to contrast this image of Harry out of all the photos of Harry looking absolutely amazing, right? In the suit, the chiseled features, um, the shoes that are so shiny, um, they 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 can almost burn you because of the reflection of the sun, right? That Harry. They went and found a photo. I'm sorry, I have to laugh. They went and found this photo with Harry smirking like Marla Gibbs. They went and found a photo where Harry looks like he's doing a Marla Gibbs um Florence Johnston impersonation. I mean, I got to give it to them. They managed to find the absolute worst photo for the opportunity to contrast Harry and William. They've done that. They've done that. At this point, I would say they're just being too obvious. This lets you know that we are close to the court case. This lets you know we're close because I would say expect more of this. Let me show you the point that I'm trying to make. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? I mean, this is just so predictable. Why not just put Florence picture up there? That's what I argue. Why not just put Florence picture up there? I mean, if right? Wait. William good, Harry angry, combative. Oh, they must pay good money for this. They must pay good money to go through their archives to find just the photo. Let's see. Leslie F says they needed to use a younger picture of Sway Sway to make him look good. You know what? Why not use some of these more recent pictures where he looks like he's malnourished? Uh-huh. Thank you. Oh yeah, the grinning beaver. Let's see. Wow, both Williams pictures don't look good, too good. They both look like they smell something. Yeah, like that something stank look. Like he has that something stank look. Okay, now I'm gonna play this one for you. I'm thinking that this is from today. I think this is from today. I wasn't sure what to make of this, but I do think it is from today. Let me take another look at this one. But okay, I'm gonna let you hear what he said, and then we'll talk about it.
That broke over the weekend about him working with the paparazzi agency to stage photos. As many outlets have reported, Kensington Palace had sent a letter to news outlets around the world, here in Britain and in the States, asking for privacy and to not intrude upon Thomas Markle and Doria Ragland, Meghan Markle's mother, at this time. And the letter was written on their behalf, in fact. It wasn't just from the palace, it was written explicitly at the top on their behalf. And so we had received that, and we were respectful of that. And if you go to tmz.com, you will see that prior to this last week, we had not posted anything about Thomas Markle, instead just focusing on the wedding itself. However, when these photos came out, it raised a question because the two things seem to contradict one another.
Okay, so that is an old video. You can tell because of how small the desk is. You see that? The desk that they have now is that real long one that they had during the pandemic, okay? Now let's listen to that again.
When to Thomas Markle, are you speaking to him regularly?
I do, yes. I reach out to him over the phone, call him, and text with him.
How did this relationship start, Sean? Was it simply you got his phone number and gave him a call, or had you had a contact with him previous to all of this happening?
We had not had any contact with him actually prior to the controversy that broke over the weekend about him working with the paparazzi agency to stage photos. As many outlets have reported, Kensington Palace had sent a letter to news outlets around the world, here in Britain and in the States, asking for privacy and to not intrude upon Thomas Markle and Doria Ragland, Meghan Markle's mother, at this time. And the letter was written on their behalf, in fact. It wasn't just from the palace, it was written explicitly at the top on their behalf. And so we had received that, and we were respectful of that. And if you go to tmz.com, you will see that prior to this last week, we had not posted anything about Thomas Markle, instead just focusing on the wedding itself. However, when these photos came out, it raised a question because the two things seem to contradict one another.
So didn't Thomas Markle say in that video that the only number that he had for the palace was Jason, right? And otherwise, the orchestration of the photos that caused the conflict where Meghan said, well, we got a car sitting outside for you. We need to get you over here, and you need to stay away from the press, don't talk to him. And then Thomas Markle says, well, I can't go now because I got something to do. Right now, I got something to do. By the time they got through spinning it, turned out to be chest pains, a stent. They claim that there's receipts for medical treatment and that he had a doctor's note that said he couldn't fly on the plane. Okay, Thomas Markle, over 70 years old, you don't need a doctor's note. Who are you presenting a doctor's note to? You should be able to just say, I had a heart attack, I can't fly. The doctor's note is for a teacher or an employer, not for your daughter and your son-in-law, right? The only person that doctor's note was for the press. And really, if he wasn't the person that he is, we would be able to say, oh yeah, he just got sick. But you can't believe he got sick because he lied when he knew that he was working with the press. And as far as we know, the idea of, pretend to go along with it, play like you're happy for Harry and Meghan. Meanwhile, it seems as though someone on the Kensington Palace staff, had orchestrated this whole thing with the photos. And if that wasn't enough, the letter. Remember, Jason lied and said he co-authored that letter with Meghan. It always seems to go right back to Jason, doesn't it? It always seems to go back to Jason. Now, TMZ, I believe what he says when they said, okay, we got this directive from the palace that says leave Meghan's parents alone. But as he said, and it makes sense, I mean, we don't have to like it, but if you are asking the press to leave the parents alone, and then you find out one of the parents is working with the British tabloid media, well, what was TMZ supposed to do? Play nice? They did exactly what any other newspaper that was interested in that story would do. They decided to, renege on their promise. Seeing that Thomas Markle was actively participating with the press. So his thing is, okay, we were going to just talk about the wedding, but the inconsistency didn't make sense. So then we decided to not just talk about the wedding. That makes sense to me. Again, you don't have to like it, but either way, it all goes back to Thomas Markle. If Thomas Markle would not have been working with the press, then chances are TMZ, like they said, we were going to stay out of it. We're going to let them do their thing. But we find out that one of the parents, Thomas Markle, is working with the press to do these photos. So that's Thomas Markle's fault. He's the one that broke the promise. He broke the promise. Let me see here. Jason couldn't have done anything without the go-ahead from the top person at Kensington Palace. We all know it was Willie Leaks. Thank you very much. And, for the sake of the lawyers, I have to say we're going to allege that William played his part. But I agree with you. Diane, I'm sorry, that was a message to her. I'm sorry, I'm going to leave that alone. Thomas Markle is a... Apparently, a tabloid reporter named Carolyn moved next to Carolyn Graham. We just talked about her. Carolyn Graham is the one who climbed up St. Thomas Markle and came down with that letter. And probably some type of something that needed maybe an antibiotic or so. Who knows? She probably came down with the letter and some infection. Allegedly. Allegedly. Anyway, Cookies and Cream said the attack on Meghan for her show is reminiscent of the attacks against Harry for receiving the Pat Tillman Award. The attacks had the adverse effect. It only helped to shine a light on all his work. Yes, it showcased Harry's achievements. Again and again, people were saying, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. You are correct, Baron. They took that video later because Thomas Markle let the slip that they were paying him to screw up the wedding. Yeah, there was actually a video. I mean, I saved it, of course. I made sure that I saved it, and I'm sure there's a lot of squatties that saved that one where he was on Australian TV saying just that. So that's why I'm saying TMZ. This is a demonstration. This right here verifies the fact that if Thomas Markle hadn't taken those photos, right, then TMZ would have left him alone. But they felt double-crossed, and they have a job to do like anybody else. And so they're just like, well, if he's going to, renege on the promise, then we may as well, do what we do. And, and what happened. It all goes back to Thomas Markle. And what really bothers me is that you all probably have seen that article today. Listen, you don't have to go and click on it. It's the usual sympathy for Thomas Markle article and how guilty Meghan should feel about her father. Her father sold her out to the press. Her father allowed, allegedly, members of the tabloid media to have access to a treasure trove of home photos, videos, anything, any memorabilia, any keepsake from Meghan. The British tabloid media, of all people, the Daily Mail, it appears that they've had access to the entire contents of Thomas Markle's house, allegedly. Now, let that just set for a minute. They were there and watched him pack up his house to move to Asia. And nothing that Thomas Markle has done in relation to his daughter that I can think of, I'm going to allege that nothing has come without a payday. Now, that right there is alarming. That is alarming. And that is assuming that there may be something that he hasn't shared already. Assuming there is something that has not already been shared. But Thomas said they owe him money. That's what he said on that video. And as a result of that video, I think there were threats made. There was what was it? A restraining order against, was he a restraining order for Thomas Markle or against him? It was one or the other or both. This guy has been doing some dirty dealing. He has really done some terrible things where his daughter is concerned. And the mainstream media is not going to touch it because it's too tawdry for them. They got other stuff to talk about. They're not going to do some big expose about Thomas, Hot Wheels, and Junior. They're just not going to do that. Harry and Meghan are likely to never consent to any video, any interview, or anything where they mention that man. They're just not going to do it, and with good reason. So, unfortunately, all of the information is coming from one direction only, and that is from that misfit family of Meghan's and the tabloid media. Everything is coming from that direction only. I don't think that there would be anything to gain for, or from, should I say, the Sussexes doing an interview about it. So I'm sure everybody has that moment where you say, well, why don't they just sit down and explain their side of the story? Because you know that that's going to cause more problems. It's going to create more problems than it could actually help. Because by the time they get through spinning it, by the time they find that one little thing that they can cling to that will, make it into something that is not, it wouldn't even be worth it. But and I know what has happened. We know that they have been working with the tabloids, that family has been working with the tabloids, and the majority of their appearances has come with pay. We also know that there is little or no relationship with Thomas Markle and his other grandkids. I don't care if they live 5 miles away, 250 miles away, or 1,000 miles away. There's not a stampede of family running down to Mexico to see Thomas Markle. The only people that we've ever seen him photographed with has been the other two children. I don't know that there's a photo of Thomas Markle Sr. and any other grandchild, which says a lot right there. Hot Wheels didn't raise her own children. Her mother had to raise the children because, for whatever reason, it didn't seem like it was wise for her to do it. And they do not see their mother. But the tabloid media omits all of that. They don't ask any questions about that behavior. The only thing they do is play the violins of Meghan won't talk to me. Meghan has thrown me away. They don't talk about what they've done to Meghan. And if they do, it's always in the context of, well, I apologize. I want to start over. There's no reason why we, yes, there's a reason, because you're going to sell her out again. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not moving to Asia. I would not be surprised if if they are moving him. You know what? By the way, thank you for the super chat. I wouldn't be surprised about that either. The only thing is, I don't think they could afford it. They couldn't get them that close. But I hope there's no convalescent homes nearby. I really hope that there are no convalescent homes. I'm really surprised that they haven't tried to put him on the red carpet. I'm also surprised that they haven't tried to send him to the gate. Now, he did take those flowers for Doria one time. I remember Thomas Markle Sr. took some flowers for Doria. I really do wish, and I don't, I'm not saying that I want the Sussexes to do any type of thing, but I just really do wish that more of the public realize what that man has done. I wish that more of the public knew the whole story. There's no logical way to make that happen where it wouldn't cause more harm than good. But that's my wish, is that people understood better what was happening with that. I think a lot of people, well, I'm gonna share something with you that relates to that in just a moment. Thank you again, Sean. What did they have planned for Meghan if she had actually got on the plane and flew down to Mexico to see Thomas Markle before the wedding? I think it was just a matter of the wedding being canceled for the time being. I really do believe it was just a matter of canceling the wedding for the time being. I think that's the best that they could hope for, is that they would have to call it off. I think that was the goal, was to call it off. Also, I believe that there may have been an attempt to cause so much embarrassment to perhaps frustrate Harry to the point where they would call it off, or perhaps they would urge the Queen to take action. Yeah, I think that was probably it, was just to get her out of the country so that the wedding couldn't take place. Because think about it, the goal was likely that she couldn't get married if her father doesn't walk her down the aisle, because her father has just got to be there. And so when Meghan walked halfway through the church by herself, that was a signal to them. That was Meghan saying that I'm not built like you think I am. I can walk myself down the aisle. I'm a independent person. I'm independent of my family, right? I believe that was it. It's just that it was an expression of independence. My opinion only. I'm not putting any words in Meghan's mouth or anything like that, but I believe it was an expression of independence. That being said, I believe they were just trying to derail the wedding, that they were trying to buy their time until Thomas Markle's photos came out. I think they were trying to buy their time until those photos came out. And then after that, who knows what the intentions were. Let me see. What did they think if Thomas Markle didn't show up to his daughter's wedding? That they would. Yeah, exactly, Mary H. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, you're having some bad weather. Please be careful. Yeah. I don't know if you saw that the other day. We just talked about um, Carolyn Graham. We just talked about that. Anytime that the article has been written by her, there is an excellent chance that they feel like they have something. Oh my God, I'm looking at these pictures from Los Angeles. How much is oh, I can see the map right here. I can see the map. Pacific Palisades fire map. Track where the hellish Los Angeles blaze is heading next in California. Oh, those photos look apocalyptic. My goodness. It's like I can feel the heat. Like I can feel the heat coming from the photos. Wow. Running out of water is 30,000 from Malibu to Calabasas are ordered to evacuate. Well, I hope they're okay because those fires move fast. They really do move fast. Scary. Huh. Okay. I'm sorry. I got a little distracted with that. I'm done. Thank you, Francia Mosley. The money is drying up. So, like I said, he's packing up. They have invited him he invited them to be there to witness him packing up the house, right? Is that an opportunity for them to have a last look? I as far as I know, the move may have been at the suggestion of the Daily Mail. They may have been the ones who thought it up. Why don't you go to Asia? We heard you like it there. Yeah, Helen, I believe the Queen was okay with it. But the aging Queen and the soon ill and eventually dying Queen, while all of this is going on, Charles has been grabbing more and more power from his mother, preparing for the throne. And who knows how long the Queen had, that they knew she was sick, ill, and dying. Who knows how long that had been in the works, because the Queen had a few, visits to the hospital at here and there. So, she's thinking about her mortality. And when your heirs are, next on the throne, there's not a lot you can do, because whatever you do, they are going to try to undo it. It's theirs to inherit. So, she didn't have a lot to say, but I just believe that Kensington Palace was the source. And the names that Thomas Markle was floating around, um, especially when he said the only person I can get a hold of is Jason. Jason, I tried to call my daughter, but the number didn't work. But I was able to get in touch with Jason. Why do you have Jason's phone number? Why do you have Jason's phone number? Meghan said he's lying. He's lying. And he was lying. Well, I can't come this weekend because I got some stuff to do. I got some stuff to do. I got some stuff to do. Yeah, that is something to think about. When you live as old as the Queen, and everybody has everybody from your youth is pretty much gone. Oh, yeah, but getting that water through those valleys and everything like that, they have to use that fire is probably just moving too fast. It's too fast, and it's plenty fuel. Yeah. And thank you so much, Cecil. The other thing that you have to remember is that, as you say, too much star power. They wanted Kate to change her name to Catherine with a K instead of Catherine with a C, so that there would be less confusion over Catherine, or should I say, Charles Rex. So he's got the CR initials, right? And then Camilla, uh, would she call herself Camilla Regina? Yeah, she uses CR, right? So Camilla Regina, that's another CR. And then you're going to have Kate Regina, another CR. And Charles was like, you know what? She should change the spelling of her name because there are too many CRs. There's mine, there's Camilla's, and now Kate's. That's too many C's. And so he wanted Kate to change it. And William said no. So they don't like having somebody else's image supersede their own. They really do not like that. Especially from someone marrying into the family. And he should. And I hope that happens. He should. And I hope it happens. Ulibi says they're running out of stories. They will write about anything to keep the Sussexes in their news cycle. Yeah. I think that they're just hoping that this whole Thomas thing, Thomas Markle, is going to take some traction. We're used to it. They roll out Thomas Markle every time something significant is happening for Meghan. Out comes Thomas Markle Sr. and then Hot Wheels. The both of them. The brother, he didn't went too far, but those two definitely. And I want to say the last time that happened, it was the Australian media. Remember when Thomas Markle Sr. said he's not doing any more interviews? right? Only for him to come back and do another interview. Here, Brownie. You can change the name, but you can't change the person. Anyway, there you go. As Thomas Markle said, he feels like the Queen is part of his family. I mean, the idea that your child has been racially abused and you take the side of the institution, that is just sick. Now, in response to the article, which I shall not name, these are some of the responses that people had. Now, let me give you some advice. If you want to see responses, or should I say comments, that are pro Sussex, you hit worst comments. Don't hit best comments. Don't hit the most popular. Go to the worst. When you go to the worst, that's where you find, see how they have the red outnumbers the green? Those are the ones you're looking for. Thomas Markle chose easy money over loyalty to his daughter. Meghan's conscience should be clear. Daily Mail ruined the relationship between Thomas and his daughter. As long as Thomas continues to give Daily Mail access to his personal information, he will never see his daughter. He knows that, and the choice is his. The tabloids befriended Thomas Markle, and got him to tell negative stories about Meghan and sell childhood photos and sell a letter from Meghan. Thomas was also prepared to testify in court for the tabloids and against his daughter. So if Amanda thinks his move is heartbreaking, maybe she should step in and show the guys some love. Well, you know what? She'd have to push Carolyn Graham out the way. And here's another one. The man is a scrounger who only interest is making money out of his daughter. And Legs says, Wank is royals are lazy, slumlord, grifter, British royal family. Well, thank you, Legs. Okay, I'm about tired of that bell. I'm not going to do it for these because that's too much. Now, you can choose your family. You can't choose your family. Meghan is the only person in the world to have fallen out with a parent and one more time. Meghan is not the only person in the world to have fallen out with a parent and doesn't want to speak again. It is far more common than you think. Leave her alone. She has her reasons. Okay. And the next one. Man decides to move. So what? Plenty of people move. Why did he have to announce it? Oh, yes, to try to make money. I wouldn't talk to him either. And next, Daily Mail is filled with women, mostly in their 60s, who are self-admitted failures, admitted to multiple failed relationships, family problems, and bankruptcies, giving advice to Meghan. Maybe you should fix your own relationship first, Amanda. The cheek. Oh, the cheek. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I got that one already. Let's see. What's the really, really small one down there? Oh, please, get out the violins. He should have kept his mouth shut. He had no right talking to the papers. He now can't be trusted. Let me see. Yeah, why is it? Oh, there we go. I believe that the problem started because of the way Doria was treated. I believe that the root of it is the treatment of Doria. That is what I believe. Oh, stop. Some of you are so obsessed. You all know perfectly well there are some bad relationships in families, and none of this is our business anyway. Gross. Uh, Playing on her conscience, he sold stories, lied to the media about Princess Meghan, do her a favor, and disappear permanently. Oof. Oof. Let me see here. He was asked time and time again not to speak directly to the press, but kept on doing sneaky little deals with them till, in the end, she stopped all contact. Then, in the month Harry's case against the Mail starts in court, he does an interview with the Mail. Coincidence? I don't think so. Let me see. Amanda, you have started this year with your polarizing views. Leave Meghan alone. Her father's betrayal is beyond pardon. Only racists can accept what he did to Meghan. No loving and caring father would ever do that to their children. Ever. Okay, one last thing. Another day, another hastily cobbled together attack on Meghan. We get it. Mail online. You hate her. But maybe it's time to find a new obsession and move on. This relentless fixation is getting embarrassing. And so it goes. Now, this is the last thing I have for today. 1,500 miles winter storm set to blanket plains in East Coast in snow and ice. You hear that? Set to blanket plains and East Coast in snow and ice. So if you live in one of those, areas, please be cautious. Make sure you have plenty batteries. Uh, make sure you have flashlights, candles. Make sure you stock up on, some dry goods and things that can get you through it, because it's supposed to be a bad one. And so be careful. That's it. That's it. Let me see. You can do your last comments. I'll stay for a minute for that. Okay. Leslie F., what is that about? Listen, this is a very penetrating forecast, and it's the pattern of the weather. I don't get it. Let me see. I promise you that if you look at the forecast across the plains to the East Coast, there is going to be severe storms, winter storms. Listen, I'm trying to warn you all about this inclement weather that's coming up, and you all have the wrong idea, the absolute wrong idea. It is always my goal to be fun and yet informative. Now, there is a storm a coming. There's a storm a coming. Let me see. Let me see here. Winter storm across plain states. Well, anyway, the storm is coming. So just be careful, you all. There are some very strange weather patterns. Okay, so here we go. Another icy storm hits more than 20 states this week. Another wide-reaching storm that may bring the heaviest snowfall in years to the central and southern states later this week. Now, this is the news from yesterday, you all. So, whether you believe me or not, oh, okay. All right, Esmerella, Esmerella, I'm glad you got batteries for your flashlight or your torch, whatever they call it. Flashlight, torch. What? We're getting a mixed first snow in 10 years? You haven't had snow in 10 years? Oh, you know what? You know what? With the snowstorm, that just means there will be more people staying home to watch Megan's cooking show. Hopefully, that means there'll be more people to watch Megan. So, of course, I don't want anyone to get hurt or whatever, but I mean, sometimes opportunities just present themselves. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, you guys, I'm not going to keep you. But let's do like another call in soon. Leg says they don't have the equipment there in Atlanta, Baron. The light dusting that they had there about a decade ago. Oh yeah, they get that little sprinkle of snow. It's not like Chicago or any of the Midwestern states or Toronto for that matter, where snow removal is an art form. Very different. They and I think like in Atlanta, don't they just put sand on the road because they don't even like buy the mountain of salt like the big cities do? I know the big cities and the interstate highway system, they have like little places where they store the salt, the winter salt. Anything to corrode your car, anything that will eat through your car, that's what they like to put on the road. Okay. Oh, okay, I see. I remember one time we had snow so bad, so much snow, that they were running out of salt. Oh, I'm sorry, I did that one already. Yeah, I feel sabotage is in the air, but it's not going to work. I am just so pleased with how many people are saying that because of the attempts to sabotage, I'm going to make sure that I watch it. You guys, I had a couple of Martins that I wanted to share with you. Morning. I had a couple of those, and apparently I didn't put the slides up. Let me see. Maybe I'll just save them for tomorrow. Oh, this was a good one. Okay, I forgot to do that one. That one was a good one. I'll do that one tomorrow, though. This was not Martin, it was someone else. Didn't I put that up or no? No, I didn't. I didn't. It's about the British economy. It was interesting. It's about the British economy. But I'll do it tomorrow. Hope I don't forget. You know how I am. Oh, speaking of books, I got my book from Hello, Ivy here. I got my Ivy book today. Okay, that was today, right? Okay, yeah, I'll share that tomorrow. Let me see. How can you tell which ones are bots and which ones are not? Um, well, the bots are usually the newer accounts. They don't have a profile photo. Let me see what else makes it a bot. Oh, when you see the same the same comment being used by different names, or if it just sounds too perfect to be true, I think that's how you can tell it's a bot. But I'm not really that good at spotting the bots as some people are. But I know the other thing is that there's no name for the account, just kind of like random, almost look like random numbers or whatever. Yeah, I think that's one of the ways you can tell it's a bot. The name is like very random. Terrible punctuations. Okay, that's a good one. Afro Annie? Well, I mean, since she got kicked in the head by that horse, since that horse knocked the loose squares out of her pocket, ever since that horse kicked her hair pick over into the next county, we haven't seen or heard much from her. Thank you, Leslie F. Please hit that like button. Oh, really? Do you live in a smaller town? Because in my town, there's a whole fleet. I think there's like some 200 snow removal salt vehicles or whatever. Okay, let's call it a night. Love you guys. I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, you're only a day away. Oh, I watched the arrival to Washington, D.C. Very moving. Very, very moving. I mean, it's a real state funeral. Gonna last for days. And I guess the burial is going to take place back in Georgia, back in Plains, Georgia, or wherever the library is. Yeah, I think the library is in one of the bigger towns, right? But yeah, that's where they're gonna have the burial. I believe is right there with his wife. So great man, great man. Okay, cheers, cheers. Nope, I didn't see that one. Okay, let's do the Ginger Avenger.